Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is American Baptist College and the Civil Rights Movement. And we're fortunate to have with us this morning to talk about American Baptist College and the Civil Rights Movement, the president of American Baptist College, Dr. FHarris. And of course, Dr. Harris, let me welcome you to the show this morning.
Glad to be here.
And again, Dr. Harris, to talk about what I consider to be a very, very important topic, and that is American Baptist College and the Civil Rights Movement.
Yes.
And I would believe, as the president of American Baptist College and as a person who has been involved in the Civil Rights Movement for a long time yourself, I would imagine you would be able to give us quite a bit of information. And let's start off by first having you to give us some information about Dr. FHarris, before he became Dr. FHarris, and some information about your background, education, and things that eventually led you to the presidency of American Baptist College, and then we'll talk about some other areas.
Well, I'm glad to be here, and before there was Dr. FHarris, I guess I must say there were my parents.
Okay.
In Memphis, Tennessee, Shelby County. I was born and raised there, 9 other sisters and brothers, and we all felt in Shelby County and Memphis in those days the segregation of that culture in that time. I was educated in the Memphis school system, graduated from Woodstock High School, left Memphis and went to Knoxville College in East Tennessee, and graduated from Knoxville College with a Bachelor of Arts degree in sociology and psychology. And then I ended up being an employee of the federal government in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, just down from Knoxville, as a federal compliance officer with the Energy Research and Development Administration. Spent 9 years there as a compliance officer doing what we call government contractor-owned compliance reviews, making sure that there was parity and equal employment and opportunity of government contracted facilities. And it was a rewarding job. And then I felt the urgency of the church calling, God calling on my life as it relates to the ministry, and it became clear to me that I was being called into the ministry to devote my life to it. They would say from the black church, the church had marked me.
Okay, very good.
And particularly the minister of my childhood, Reverend Brady Johnson, 40 years, marked me in a way that I was always fascinated with the pulpit and the preaching and what the preaching meant for us. And so I gave my life totally to that and came to Nashville to prepare for the ministry. And my first stop was American Baptist College. And I spent a year and a half there retooling. I had already had a BA degree from Knoxville College, but I felt a need to retool. And I had heard and met some of the graduates of American Baptist College, and they were very impressive pulpiteers and with scholarly depth and as well as charismatic appeal. And I was really impressed with them and their message, and I decided to come to American Baptist College, and glad I did. When I was there for that year and a half, I was under the tutelage of people like Dr. Nehemiah Douglas, Dr. Don McCoy, who was still at the college, Dr. Richard Lucas, both of them still at the college, and had an indelible impact upon my development in theological education. And then I left there and went to Vanderbilt and spent the rest of my academic training at Vanderbilt getting the Master's of Divinity and the Doctor of Ministry degrees. So I've been exposed now to theological education in the realm of training for a number of years. After I graduated from Vanderbilt Divinity School, I was pastoring Oak Valley Baptist Church in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Then Vanderbilt asked me to come here to coordinate, at the time, the Kelly Middlesmith Institute on the Black Church. I coordinated it for a year, and then they asked me to be the director of it full time. And I've been director of the Kelly Middlesmith Institute on the Black Church at Vanderbilt for the last 11 years. And as a result of that, exposed to theological education and the ministry in the Black church tradition. And that's, I think, kind of prepared me for the role at American Baptist College.
You know, American Baptist College is a